these are the two things that I see mistakes that get made right away, cost a lot of money, heartache, time delays. And in fact, a lot of people just give up after they make these couple mistakes because it's just so devastating. So something not to do not buy your fabric until it has been tested, tried, and proven. And what that means is, I just was explaining how a lot of fabric is made to order. For instance, I just the other day met a client who, unfortunately, we caught them too late. We met them after they had already made this mistake. And they were going to make a maternity yoga wear line. And they were so excited, and they found this fabric, and they made a sample out of it with somebody else, and it wasn't quite right, but it was kind of close, and it felt, it was good. And so because they were worried about their timelines, they went and bought $30,000 worth of fabric, okay? Because it had a high minimum, and it was fabric that they needed to buy that much in order to own it. So they went and had it knitted, and they own it. And then we started creating samples for them out of their fabric that they owned, and it just wasn't fitting right. It just wasn't feeling good. It wasn't like holding them in and, sucking in their butt and everything that everyone wants yoga wear to do. And by the second sample, we're like, the problem is your fabric. Like, your fabric isn't like compressive enough for it to feel good in the way you want it to feel when you're doing your yoga wear. And now you own $30,000 worth of inventory that we're sorry, but if you want your pant to feel like that, you have the wrong fabric. So that's a story we've seen it time and time again. So if you get excited, a lot of people get excited and they think one of the first things you do is you go pick out your fabric. It's actually one of the last things you do is buying your fabric in bulk. Buying a yard or two of something, no problem, obviously. But if it's something where you need to buy a lot of it to manufacture, please hold off until you have a sample that you are super happy with out of that fabric, okay? Okay, the other mistake, the second mistake I see people make and costs a lot of money, is they don't approve every style and every size with the correct fabric and trims made by the manufacturer in big caps before going into bulk. That means going into manufacturing. So what I'm saying there is, let's say you're working with a seamstress, and the seamstress puts together a pattern for you and puts together a sample, and they even make one of every size, and you're really happy with it, and you give that pattern to a manufacturer and you say, make me 500 of these. And the manufacturer does it, and you never saw a prototype that you got to approve made by that manufacturer. I guarantee something's going to go wrong, okay? Because it's not the same person that made them before. Making apparel is an art form. As much as we try to standardize it and quality control and do things like that, there's always little nuances that each manufacturer is going to do different. So when you write out a purchase order and you're ready to manufacture, you just want to make sure that the factory that you used actually proved to you that they can make the sample the way you want them to. It needs to be exactly the way you want manufacturing. And if it's not, make them sample again. Okay, never say, oh, that's pretty good, but could you just move this label over here and shorten the sleeve? And then just write your purchase order? Nope. You say, move the label, shorten the sleeve, make another one. And you keep doing that until you have the right one. Otherwise, it will go wrong and you'll end up with bad inventory.